Late one night, when you find yourself tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep, why not let Tom's adventure in the wild lull you into a peaceful slumber? It's a simple tale of effort, ingenuity, and the soothing rhythm of nature, perfect for drifting into a sweet dream. Tom, a 30-year-old man, was tired of the weight of a huge mortgage. He wanted a simpler life, so he decided to build his own little house far from the city, in the wild. He wasn't experienced in construction, but the idea of living in harmony with nature excited him. His first challenge was the land. He chose a sloping area to build his small house. To get started, Tom knew he needed to level the ground, so he set to work. Luckily, the soil was rich and soft, which made digging much easier than he had expected. However, as winter was approaching, Tom quickly realized he'd have to think ahead about safety. The sloping ground meant that rainwater could wash into the house, and the cold winter nights could make it even more uncomfortable. So, he came up with the idea of building a semi-underground shelter, a clever way to keep the warmth in and the wild animals out. With steady hands and determination, Tom laid the foundation of his little shelter. Though it wasn't much yet, it was a start. He wasn't done, though. The days were still sunny, but the nights would soon become bitterly cold, so a fireplace was a must. He carefully dug a hole for the fireplace and built a chimney to ensure the smoke would escape. For added protection, he raised the chimney higher so that rain wouldn't make its way into the shelter. His hard work paid off, and soon he had a reliable heating source. Next, Tom ventured into the surrounding woods to find materials to build the walls. Winter brought dead wood in abundance, and Tom made good use of it. He carefully sharpened branches and placed them tightly around the foundation pit, creating a sturdy retaining wall. While the branches might have seemed fragile alone, together they formed a solid structure. Tom then gathered some dead leaves from the forest floor, knowing they would not only insulate the ground from the cold, but also add comfort to his shelter. The sun was still shining, and Tom worked quickly, knowing he needed to complete the shelter before nightfall. While collecting materials for the roof, Tom discovered a fruit on the ground. After examining it for a while, he decided to plant it in the soil, hoping that, next spring, it would grow and bring new life to the land. With his supplies in hand, Tom built the roof with a triangular structure. The design was simple but effective, allowing rain and snow to slide off easily. Tom placed wooden sticks along the roof's main frame and, to ensure warmth, spread a thick layer of dead leaves on top. He then covered the roof with soil from the excavation site and packed it down tightly. The finishing touch was another layer of leaves and grass roots. The shelter now blended seamlessly with its surroundings, and the insulation was as good as it could get. Finally, Tom made the door. Using the wooden sticks, he created a sturdy frame and attached it to the entrance. It was a straightforward task, and before he knew it, the door was in place and the shelter was complete. As the evening crept in, Tom peeked his head outside to make sure everything was safe. Once he confirmed there were no dangers lurking in the wilderness, he snuggled into his new shelter, knowing he was protected from the elements. Exhausted but content, Tom drifted off to sleep, the warmth from his fireplace wrapping him in comfort as the cold night settled outside.